Self-improvement is a waste of time. And I know that many of you are 100% putting the gun into my head and saying that, hey man, like this is bullshit, how you dare? Let me explain. Every single time when we are at a place where we don't want to be at, mentally, psychologically, we are looking for a vehicle to get away from that place. So, for example, you are in pain. And so, one of the greatest priorities is for a person that is in pain to get the freaking hell out of that pain. And so, in order for that person to get out from that pain, he can use many, many vehicles. So, for example, obviously, taking painkillers. Awesome. Second one, channeling that pain into some physical activity. Third one, channeling that pain into some type of a creative activity. Another one, channeling that pain into some social activity, and so on and so forth. So we can come up with many, many vehicles or many, many solutions here. And so the problem with self-improvement is that now that we are self-improving, we can just pretty much write off everything on the account of we are self-improving. So it's like, instead of, suppose that you have a goal, and suppose that your goal is to, make $1 million or, get a girlfriend or whatever the hell that might be. So instead of, and this is something that hits so fucking hard when you realize, but it just completely changes the game. So for example, for me, it's like, okay, bro, like, I need a girl. What should I supposed to be doing? Well, I can sit at home, watching YouTube videos for 2, 3, 4 hours, learning the game, learning how to seduce women and all the bullshit. Or I can put my shit together, go out there and basically approach 10 women. And guess which activity will be yielding me more results? You guessed it right. Me approaching 10 women. Because if I'm approaching 10 women, then highly likely I'll be able to get, I don't know, worst case scenario, 3, 4 dates out of that, and out of those 3, 4 dates, perhaps at least 1 or 2 will be a date that is also viable. So it's like we are compatible and so on and so forth. So this is basically my only job. But many, many of the times, and this is human nature, we are just simply switching that activity, or we are just confusing in our brains that the vehicle is pretty much, never mind, because it somehow solves a solution. So if you're watching YouTube videos, then in your mind, it feels like progress. It's like, man, like I was learning about game. Whereas in reality, you didn't do any fucking thing in order for you to get a girl. It's like, you didn't do anything. The same thing with business. Instead of you reading the fucking books about sales, about business, take sales calls. Set up some Facebook ads, set up some Google. That's how you're learning marketing. You don't have to optimize headlines until the point that you are not even able to put together like a marketing campaign. And the list goes on and on and on. And perhaps at this point, you pretty much got my point. I swear I won't be rhyming here. But at the end, we just simply have to focus on the work rather than focusing on all the bullshit. It's like, yeah, like you have to like meditate, you have to read, you have to do this. Yeah. Yes, all those things are fine. But at the end of the day, the stress, the pressure that is built up inside of ourselves could be done by us eventually taking some type of an action that will change the current state. So this is the thing. So instead of, super simple. So instead of, taking painkillers, try to do something that will, take that pain away. So for example, like bear with it, like find a solution for that psychologically, or I don't know, gain some friends or engage into activities that makes you, fulfilled and that you enjoy, instead of, taking the fucking painkillers. The same thing with the, business. Instead of you reading the fucking books and, meditating and hating on people and, asking for advice, you just do your stuff. And so this is one of the greatest advice, and at the end, at the same time, life lesson that I've been blessed to comprehend is that we just simply have to do stuff. We just have to be like more proactive, and we just simply have to be more pragmatic about this thing. And it's like, yes, of course, reading is super important, but unless your actual thing is not, reading, I mean, you're actually learning about theories, and you're like a, theorist or mathematician or like, I don't know, historian or something. And for example, for business, reading, yeah, that's important, but that's not the biggest thing. That's not the biggest thing by far. So anyhow, guys, self-improvement is mostly bullshit because we are just simply justifying our lack of gut to eventually put in the work. And it also gives us a device that can, again, we can just use it to justify ourselves that we are just doing the bullshit instead of doing the actual thing. So yeah, love.